Mystery Radio Theater, sponsored by Bayfield Beer Bottlers. This week's episode opens with the Inspector General surveying a crime scene outside of a busy Bayfield, Wisconsin eating establishment with his new partner from the Star Wars division, Captain Solo.
Well, Captain, there's the dead body. What do you think?
Well, she may not look like much on the outside, but I've made a few modifications to her myself.
I don't think you're supposed to be touching dead bodies, Captain.
Who's scruffy looking?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Hold the phone there, Inspector.
Rocker, what are you doing here?
Just setting up for a rockin' live remote from Bayfield's AppleFest. Hey, somebody grab my live wire?
No way!
No! And since I'm already here, there's no need for you to say it.
Well, I really wasn't going to say it. Look, we don't need...
Who doesn't need...
I don't need Johnny Rocker.
That's rockin' Johnny Rocker, Morning Drive Homicide Detective.
Look, I don't need you. I never need you.
If I had a nickel for every time my station manager laid that line on me, I'd have a lot of news. But they always end up changing their tune when the next rating book comes out, along with their format.
And probably you.
Then one year I landed on my feet doing afternoon drive at an oldie station in Minneapolis. Unfortunately, I also landed on the general manager crushing his spleen. Long story longer, I'm now setting up live remotes in Bayfield, Wisconsin. It's a crazy business. Hey, I better check in with the station and see if I'm still on the air. Yeah, sounds good.
Now, see here, Johnny.
Yeah, we've got an unsolved murder to solve. But before we can get to that, let's go to Weatherman Bob and see what the weather's going to be like here in Bayfield for the rest of the day. Weatherman Bob, what do you got?
Well, Johnny, I'm glad to say that for early October, we've got some gorgeous weather out here. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. Meanwhile, away from Lake Superior, foggy and cold with an afternoon temperature of 67 degrees.
And the temperature of that dead body, Bob?
Oh, room temperature as usual, Johnny.
Thanks much, Weatherman Bob. We'll talk to you again at the bottom of the hour for our next Dead Body Weather Report.
Righto.
Today's Dead Body Weather Report brought to you by Bayfield Beer Bottlers. Bet you could use a beautiful bottle of beer. Better buy the best brand of beer bottles this side of Brule. Buy yourself a beautiful bottle of beer from Bayfield Beer Bottlers. Bottled by Beer Bottler Brothers Brian, Bruce, and Brad Beebe. The beer found in Bayfield Beer Bottles is bold, brash, and bursting with blueberry and blackberry flavor. Belch, burp, and brag to your buddies about Bayfield Beer Bottlers. Booyah!
All right, Johnny, can we get back to the case?
Sure can, Inspector. Right after we check in with Scooter with our morning traffic report. Scooter, what do you got up there?
Well, Johnny, I'm up over the main street of Bayfield, and it's hard to see anything through this murky haze.
Is that the Lake Superior fog moving in, Scooter?
No, it's just the fumes from the applesauce, Johnny. Uh-oh!
What's going on up there, Scooter?
There's a group of hoodlums who are firing off an apple cannon, Johnny. I've taken a Honeycrisp up the exhaust port. This is Scooter signing off.
This morning AppleFest traffic report brought to you by Bayfield Beer Bottlers, part of this nutritious breakfast.
Johnny, back to this dead body thing.
Let's check back in with the studio. Yeah, sounds like I still have 7 minutes and 42 seconds to solve this baby.
I thought these things smelled bad on the outside.
Oh, yeah, Rocker. This is my new partner, Captain Solo.
I love you.
I know. But that doesn't matter because you, Captain Han Solo, are today's mystery killer.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Oh, we will, but first, give us a status report.
Had a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. How are you?
All right, boys, take him away.
That's going to do it for me today, Inspector. My Pink Floyd is coming to the end of its track.
Well, wear a long coat and nobody will notice.
Yeah, you're right. Especially if you're rockin' Johnny Rocker, Morning Drive Homicide Detective.
Hey, Bob. Bob, did you know that Julia Child once judged the pie baking contest, Bob? Julia Child, really? Oh, sure, I remember it like it was yesterday. The year was 19...
Welcome, please, our guest judge, chef extraordinaire, Julia Child.